did you even rope me into this? Because he roped me into this. Well, him over there, he roped me into this. Well, he roped me into this.
Hey guys, welcome back to Team 6K, this is Undead. Today we are finally going to talk about Nekroz. Ritual decks over the years have had somewhat of a consistency issue. You need to have a ritual monster, ritual spell, and the right amount of tribute to use for that ritual summon. Nekroz takes all of those downsides and makes it feel like they don't even exist. This deck doesn't just have one search card, 2 search cards, or even 3 search cards. This deck has 10 differently named search cards. 2 of this deck's ritual monsters can be discarded for a search. Brionac will search for one of your Nekroz monsters, and Clausulus will search for a spell or trap. This deck's got a couple normal summon monsters called Senju and Manju. They can both search ritual monsters, but Manju can also search ritual spells. Shurit can be used as the full ritual cost for any Nekroz ritual, and then when he is used as the cost, he searches for a warrior type ritual Nekroz monster. Preparation of Rites can add a level 7 or lower ritual monster from deck to hand, and if you have a ritual spell engraved, you can add it back to hand. Reinforcement of the Army can search for Clausulus or Shurit. Our 3 different ritual spells can banish themselves and another Nekroz from grave while you control monsters to search for another Nekroz ritual spell. Your searchers can literally search your searchers, bro. Since we have so much searching, we pretty much never have to worry about consistency. If we need a card, you better believe we're gonna have it. The main thing we have to worry about is the actual plays we need to make. Thankfully, this deck's plays are fairly simple. So, all of the Nekroz rituals have 3 things in common. They all have an effect that you can use by discarding them, and they all have an effect on the field. And they all can't be summoned using a monster of the same name as themselves. Brionac has that monster search on discard and the on-field ignition effect to target 2 of the opponent's extra deck monsters and shuffle them back into the extra deck. Trishula can be discarded to negate an effect that targets one of your Nekroz, and on summon it will banish a card from the opponent's hand, field, and grave, but they have to have a card in each of those places in order for it to activate, so keep that in mind if they have no cards in hand. Clausulus has that spell search on discard and also has a quick effect to target an opponent's extra deck monster and reduce its stats to 0, as well as negate its effects. Valkyris can discard itself and banish a Nekroz from grave when an opponent attacks to immediately end the battle phase. And on field, it can tribute up to 2 monsters from hand and or field to draw that many cards. And finally, Gungnir can quick effect discard itself to protect one of your monsters from destruction for a turn, and on field has a quick effect to discard a Nekroz card to destroy any card on the field. So we have a lot of different options here for things we can go for in different situations. The fact that they are all multi-purpose also gives the deck an even greater amount of versatility. You can treat this deck as a Swiss Army knife that can give you exactly what you need for any problem. Normally though, if we go first, we want to summon a Clausulus so that we can negate an opponent's extra deck monster effect. And if we go second, or if it is a follow-up turn, we want to use Trishula to harshly hurt the opponent's setup by taking a card away from the hand, field, and grave without targeting. Valkyris actually has some hidden utility in this deck though, other than the fact that it can tribute monsters from hand or field in order to draw cards. During a duel where we have ritual summoned a level 8 or higher ritual monster, we can add a field spell from our deck to our hand using our skill, then return a card from our hand to our deck. Since Trishula and Valkyris are both level 8 or higher, but Trishula's effect won't activate if we go first, and we are aiming to summon Valkyris turn 1 so that we can activate this skill, so that we can search for a particular field spell in order to help us hurt the opponent's plays. In order for this skill to activate, our deck also has to have at least 4 ritual monsters and 4 ritual spells, so keep that in mind. The field spell we are going to search for is Summon Break. This field spell makes it so that if any player summons 3 monsters during their own main phase, it immediately becomes the end phase. For us, we are never going to summon 3 monsters in the same turn, but most opponents will get to 3 summons very quickly, so this card staying on the field is going to turn off the majority of the deck's plays. If we have this on the field alongside of Nekroz of Clausulus, that's a really strong field. That's basically the opening player we are aiming for, and after that we just summon whatever Nekroz we need whenever we need it. This is definitely a control deck that aims to win gradually, with the interruptions of Clausulus or Gungnir, removal of Brionac, and the overall card advantage swing of Trishula. It doesn't matter too deeply what ritual spell we use to get our guys out, but they do actually do things a little bit differently from each other, other than banishing themselves and a Nekroz from grave in order to search another ritual spell. Nekroz Cycle and Nekroz Mirror both act as regular ritual spells, but Cycle can summon your Nekroz rituals from grave, and Mirror can banish materials from grave as ritual tribute. Keep the differences in mind. You could use a Shurit as material with a Cycle, then use it again using a Mirror. The great thing about Cycle is that you can take advantage of the target negate from hand hand by Trishula, then summon it from grave with a cycle on your next turn. The weird one out of the ritual spells is Nekroz Kaleidoscope, which can actually summon any amount of ritual monsters from your hand by tributing a monster from your field or extra deck with a level that equals the total combined levels of the monsters your ritual summon. The fact that we can tribute from the extra deck means that we can take advantage of some extra deck monster levels to give us some quick and easy fields. If we have Kaleidoscope and we want to summon a Clausulus and a Valkyris for our turn 1 play, then we can see that their levels of 3 plus 8 equal 11, so we can tribute a level 11 monster from the extra deck. It doesn't matter which level 11 monster you tribute though, so pick whatever you have. If we have Kaleidoscope and we want to summon Clausulus and Trishula when we are going second, so we can use our Clausulus to protect Trishula's effect, we can add their levels of 3 and 9 to equal 12, and we contribute a level 12 from our extra deck to summon them. After we have set up our turn 1 of Clausulus with a summon breaker, we know it isn't exactly an unbreakable board. The opponent may still be able to break it, but we are hoping that we can at the very least stop them from killing us so that we can have a follow-up turn. And a follow-up turn is usually going to be guaranteed, because if they do break our board, then we won't have any monsters on the field. And if we don't have any monsters on the field, then we can use the grave effects of any of our ritual spells to search more ritual spells, so we can get right back into the action. That's generally how the gameplay loop goes. We set up a board, control the field, get our board broken but survive, get another spell, rinse and repeat, gradually lower our opponent's advantage on the game until we can reduce their life to 0. That's basically how control decks operate, but this one just so happens to be a Swiss Army knife ritual deck. You can feel free to build your Nekroz deck however you like, but here's what mine looks like. It's full of all the consistency you'll ever need and all the options you'll need. I've got the level 6 fossil fusion monsters in here to send to grave using Kaleidoscope in case I summon 2 Clausulus or a Brionac with Kaleidoscope. They can banish themselves from grave to destroy a back row or a monster depending on which one you need. I've also got Utopia and Utopia the Lightning in here, but this play is only ever going to be useful if we don't have Summon Breaker on the field because we don't want to end our own turn with this. But we are planning to go into this with 2 of Senju and Manju if they happen to survive until the second can be normal summoned, and Lightning being able to get over big monsters can be pretty nice removal, and going in with 5k attack can be great for finishing off games sometimes. You can grind through a whole game with a bare minimum of 4 ritual spells, but if you wanted to play more than 4, that's totally fine. Keep in mind though, Preparation of Rites can get some back for you. If you don't want to play Gungnir as a searchable option, that's completely fine. You can just play another Trishula instead if you want. If you have your own ideas, you can definitely play it differently than this. But this is a very standard deck based on Yunokichi's version that recently won the Asia Pro Series this month. This deck doesn't have any combos at all. It just has searchers and ritual summons. All of it is done separate from each other. So the closest you'd get to a combo tutorial is activating a ritual spell, tributing a monster, then summoning the ritual monster. Not exactly a combo, just a regular ritual summon. But yeah guys, at the end of the day, I'm not here to tell you how to build your deck, I'm here to show you how to play it. But of course there's no combo tutorials in this because the deck is too simple. So let's just get into the replay, shall we? So my opponent here is playing kind of a kitchen sink Orcust Odd Eyes deck because they're also playing more level 6s in their deck, so they can more easily go into Beatrice, and Beatrice is of course full combo. But anyway, I'm going to use Nekroz Mirror, tribute the Shurit to summon a Clausulus, which is a good turn 1 play. Shurit is going to search for a Brionac. Brionac can also discard itself to search for a Valkyris. So even though Valkyris is a spellcaster, Shurit searching for a warrior is okay because the warrior I search for can be Brionac, which can search for anything. So I search for that Valkyris, which can end the battle phase. But anyway, it's their turn. They got the Pendulum Call, discarding an Orcust Harp Horror. That's full combo right there. They get the perfect scales they need, and they set up their scales here. I was not expecting that they would set up an Aether, but it is what it is. Anyway, so they're going to Pendulum summon 3 monsters. They're mainly going for Orcust plays here. Harp Horror is going to summon from deck the Symbol Skeleton, and they're going to go into a Galatea. Galatea is going to be able to go right into a Dingirsu, which would send me to grave, but Clausulus is going to negate it. So anyway, he's going to be negated. He's going to link them off. No, he's going to tribute summon. He's tribute summoning for World 1. Bro, have you ever seen that in your life? Anyway, he's going to use Symbol Skeleton to bring back the Galatea. Galatea is going to shuffle back the Harp Horror in order to set a Babel. So he can activate that Babel. He's going to go into a Decode Talker. Had that been me, I would have actually kept the Galatea on the field so that on the opponent's turn with the Babel, I could have sent back the Symbol Skeleton so that I could send it to the grave again with a Nightmare so that on the opponent's turn, my turn, he could resummon Dingirsu from the grave. That is a very simple thing to do in Orcust. However, it does seem like every Orcust player doesn't know about that play. It's so simple. Orcust is an inherent negate, but all everybody uses it for is destruction protection. What are you doing, bro? Also, summoning Decode Talker against Nekroz, a deck that famously doesn't care about targeting anyway. So he's going to use that World Wand to get back that Symbol Skeleton. Good for him. Anyway, I'm going to end the battle phase. Clauseless is going to try to target him here. And the reason I do that is because I do want him to get rid of that Symbol Skeleton, because I actually want him to get the Dingirsu out as soon as possible so I can try to get rid of it at some point. So anyway, Clauseless is going to get, gone. But then I will have no monsters on the field. That's exactly my plan, so that I can search for another ritual spell. So then I can use Cycle to resummon a Brio from my grave using the Shirt in my hand as material. And then the Shirt can search for a Nekroz of Trishula. So if they have anything that can target me, Trish can negate it. Thank you, Trish. Anyway, Brio is going to be able to get rid of their Decode Talker. Symbol Skeleton is going to get back a Dingirsu here, which will equip another material from the Banish pile instead of removing me, just so that I don't get another Nekroz search. The issue is, though, that you don't have any cards in hand, so the Trish summon wouldn't be that deep. Anyway, I do have a Summon Breaker, so if he summons more than 3 times, well, he can't do that. So basically, his turn again. He's going to Pendulum Summon, so that's summon number 1. He's not going to do anything else, he's just going to beat over me. And then it's my turn again. But then I can use my Nekroz Cycle here. And normally, you would use Preparation of Rites after your ritual spell, but here we don't actually have the right materials for the Nekroz of Trishula. So, we're going to use the Prep of Rites to search for a Brio, and then the Brio can search for the exact ritual material I need, which is going to be a Shirt, so that I can use that Nekroz Cycle to summon my own Trishula now, finally. Using Shirt as material, Shirt's also going to get a search off. I'm going to banish 1 from field, 1 from hand, and 1 from grave. Look at his grave right now. He has a Nightmare. That's fantastic for me. Anyway, going to get rid of that. Also going to get rid of his Dingirsu. And, also 1 from hand. That's pretty amazing. So, this guy is also here. Going to be able to search for another spell here as well. Great for me. And he does have the Galatea, which can, in fact, get back a Dingirsu. Fantastic. That's a pretty cool move here to get himself a Orchestrated Return. So that he doesn't activate that return, I'm going to beat over his Galatea. He top decks a level 6. He's going to Pendulum Summon that level 6, and check it out. He's going to Exceed Summon into his Beatrice, which is going to send a Harpar to grave. That's full combo, except he doesn't play any more Orcust in the deck. He already used them all. GG. That's how a control deck works, by the way. It gradually gets rid of all the opponent's resources and wins that way. Alright, so I'm going first, this time against Resonators. I got the Rhoda here to get myself a Shirt, and I also got the Manju here to get myself a ritual spell, Kaleidoscope, and I do have the 8 plus 3 equals 11, so that's fantastic for me. I'm going to put the Trishula in grave, the other Trishula, level 11, to get my level 3 and my level 8. So then I can also use my Valkyrus to tribute itself and the Manju to draw 2 cards. I can get my field spell and send a card back. I can activate that field spell. If he summons 3 times, it's the end for him. He's going to use his skill, get himself a red Sprinter, and he's going to normal summon that red Sprinter, re-summon something. So that's summon number 1, summon number 2, summon number 3 is Red Rising Dragon. Summon Breaker is going to activate. If he's going to chain his Red Rising Dragon, I don't care for him to get another monster on the field, so I am going to negate that, of course, and it's going to end his turn, that Summon Breaker. So it's my turn again. So then I get a Preparation of Rites, which is going to get me a ritual spell from my graveyard and a ritual monster from my deck. And that's pretty much GG's. He's not having it. He's scooped. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. Okay, so my opponent's going first this time, and they're playing Destiny Heroes. If you guys want to see how to play Destiny Heroes, we just put up an advanced guide for it. So, he's got his full combo here. Polly is going to get out his Destiny Hero Dystopia. He's going to end his turn here. So, gonna burn me a little bit too. Very cool. Gonna boost up his own attack using the skill. And it's my turn. Ooh. Oh, this hand is nice. This hand is nice. Brio is going to get me a Clauselus. Why do I need another Clauselus? One of them can search a Kaleidoscope, and I can use that Kaleidoscope to summon Trishula and Clauselus in the same move at the very same time. So now he can respond. Trishula is going to activate. He's going to use Dystopia, trying to destroy my Trishula. What I could do is make my Trishula indestructible using a Gungnir, but why would I do that when I have a Clauselus which can just negate his Dystopia in the first place? So I'm going to negate that. I'm going to banish 1 from hand, 1 from field, 1 from grave, and he's going to scoop it up. He's going to go all the way back. back to Fortnite. Since this deck is so simple, the complications lay entirely within making the right choices at the right time. If you make one wrong move, there's a chance that the impact of it will ripple across the entire rest of the duel and cause your loss. If you do lose a duel with this deck, there's a good chance that there's something you may have been able to do differently in order to give you a better chance of winning. But if you lose, save the replay and take a look, and study it to see if you could have done better next time. I think Nekroz is going to be a sleeper deck this format in the hands of people that know how to play it well. Definitely don't get caught lacking when you're playing against this. I've had a lot of fun with Nekroz while it's been in Duel Links, and honestly, it is better than it has ever been by far right now. And I think it's worth investing in. But yeah, guys, let us know how you feel about Nekroz. If you have any questions about the deck in general or how it operates, be sure to leave them in the comments or on Discord and we can talk about it. If you like the video, then slap like now, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell to get notified every time we make a new video. Oh, also, if you have any friends that don't watch us, show us to them and see if they like us too. We're trying to hit that 2K subscriber mark. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Have yourselves a good one, and I've been Undead from Team 6K, signing out.
Hey, why they gotta hate on me? I done got me 250,000 views and they still saying they low key. They ain't wanna come work with the kid, but I'm flexing with Zay on beats. How they ask for a spot at the gym, but they leave all the weight on me. I don't ask them to wait on me. They would ask where they gon' be with a song if they wanted the weatherman. I ain't ask them to pay no fees. She was homeless and needed a spot. I ain't ask her to pay no lease. I ain't ask her to say no please. I ain't ask her to make no cheese. Scream fake, but it ain't on me. Got clean, so it ain't no streets. Why green if it ain't no keeps? Brought cream, so it ain't no beef. My team say it ain't no chief. My demon, they hang on me. They seemingly ain't no peace. I seen him, he ain't no beast. For real.